So with all that said, then let's touch on this within, because we're talking about images. Let's touch on media within the article itself. Is there a benefit to including video, images, pictures, or should we just keep the main body of the post itself in text?
Text needs to consume the majority of your LinkedIn article. Obviously, it's an article. Articles are written, but again, what you've got to remember, Will, you kind of mentioned it earlier, not just for the whole dwell time algorithm perspective. You want people to read it because you want them to get value from it. You want them to get to the end so they can learn about you. And more importantly, hopefully, you want to get conversions. You want people to then become leads, become sales opportunities, become prospects and customers. So you want people to go through that entire process. Now, what's important to get them to the end is to make it engaging to read, and images, videos, quotes, links, all these things that you can insert will make it flow so much better than just blocks and blocks of text. Again, has to be relevant. Don't just do it for the sake of it, but have things that make it flow nicely. It's like you're taking people on a journey, and we'll go through all these sections in a minute, but you want to open them up with a nice starter, really capture their attention. Yes, I want to read more. Then take them through the story, take them through the middle, and then have a nice, inspiring or educational, motivating end that makes them feel satisfied with what they've read. And then you get to talk about yourself at the end, and they're going to be all thinking about you in a positive way, and then hopefully come through the end wanting to either get to know you better or potentially inquire as to how you might be able to help them.
Sure. Well, let's do. Let's do. I can't remember what book it is. Is it now that 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Let's start with the end in mind here, and then we'll go to the structure itself. Because I might be able to add more to that part of the conversation here than what I can add to the technical sides of it. Right. Starting with the end in mind, what is the point in creating an article? It's somewhat of a rhetorical question because we've touched on it already. It's to educate, inform, and get in front of a potential buyer. But how do we know if what we've done has worked? Do we need to include links to our products that we can track within the article itself? How do we start with the end in mind here of making sure that we are creating content that drives conversions as opposed to just drives attention and eyeballs of random people who don't really care about our product or service?
Well, that's a good point, Will. And just going back to what you were talking about, clickbait articles. Yes, they might get you some engagement, some extra views, some extra likes, but they are highly, highly unlikely to convert anything into business. So it becomes vanity, which ultimately is insanity. So yes, the goal is to generate business. Now, at the end of the article, there's two things you can do to help with that. The first one is a CTA, a call to action, because you want to drive engagement. Now, with LinkedIn, you can't see the views. So if I have 100,000 people read my article, that's great, but I can't see who they are. So there's no outbound opportunity for me to contact them, communicate with them. However, as soon as they click like, as soon as they write a comment, or as soon as they share that article, I can see them. If I can see them, I can send them a message and I can start a conversation. So there's a lot of opportunity that way. So you want to drive the engagement. That's your call to action, the first bit. The second bit is the about the author section. And this is where you want to then tell people about you. Let them know who you are, what company you work for, what you do, how you help people, and then how they can get in touch with you. And this is the inbound lead generation tool because they've got the value from the article. They might go and look at your profile. And this is where you can absolutely have trackable links to the website, to any sort of page or funnel platform. And then one of two things will happen. They'll convert through that, or they'll come through LinkedIn and they'll send you a LinkedIn message. Dan, Will, loved your article. Really great insights. We'd love to talk about you coming and speaking, training, whatever it may be. And then great, you can assign that directly to coming from the article because they reference it. And if they don't, you can ask at some point. But yeah, best ways to then track and convert. And that's how you close a good article.